This is Lawrence D. Adams. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class. Join us today. Join us today as we talk about, you know what, manifesting only you with game. So join us today as we talk about manifesting only you with game. Manifesting only you with game. You only manifest who? Nobody else but you. Yesterday was interesting. We went and talked about Dave Chappelle. More like I said, and I didn't know the whole full story. And I watched some more of the clip. I told you guys it was more to the story. I didn't put it out there. I told you. I told you at all costs. We need to protect that black man. We need to protect that man. First of all, we need to protect. We think that men don't need protecting, but we need to protect those that are valuable. Not saying that everybody else is not valuable, but I said it yesterday, the whole situation with the guy jumping up there and trying to tackle Dave Chappelle, and the whole him getting stumped out in the back and people upset about it, certain communities not feeling it. Dude, it's so many layers to this story that I think we really need to address it when the time is need to really address it, because it's very important. Let me get this camera right because it's actually moving on the swivel. I don't like it to move. There we go. And I want to get something in the shot. So yeah, definitely. So today we're talking about manifesting only you with the game. The only game that you play is with you. You don't play a game with nobody else but with you. Let me get my light. There you go. The only game that you really play is with you. You don't play it with anybody else. You play it with you. So the true game that you really play is with yourself. So when we talk about manifestation and we talk about game, we know we're talking about strategies to get to one point to the next. When we talk about manifestation, here we're talking about bringing something from the internal world to the external world. Taking what's seen on the inside and bringing it on the outside. So when I talk about manifestation, John and everybody else, we talk about it. We're talking about bringing something from the inside, a thought, an emotion, a thing, or whatever the case may be, and manifesting it on the outside. Now, this is the most interesting thing about manifesting only you with game. You've been doing this naturally. You're constantly manifesting your thoughts, your perceptions, your way you feel, your moves, your likes and dislikes, what you see and what you don't see. You're always most people say, I got a hard time manifesting. It's not working, LDA. I try to manifest some popcorn. It didn't work. I try to manifest this. You're constantly manifesting every day. You are manifesting your focal point or your focus of thought into this world. What you're seeing is an out picture of what you see around you is the out picture of who you are on the inside. Let me say that again. What you see on the inside is only an out picture of who you are on the outside. So don't get mad about what you see on the outside of you, the people that you deal with. They are just a representation of who you are. And it also makes sense why some people I just can't get with them. And some people you like, yo, we've been knowing each other since third grade. It's because on some level, they represent you. I know you don't want to accept it. I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but this is called responsibility of your thoughts in your internal world. If you look in the good book or in the Bible, it is tattered with all kind of examples of people exercising, taking what was on the inside of them and manifesting it on the outside. And while we looked at it as a good story, whether we debated the history of it or whether it's true or not, and you shouldn't use the Bible this way and that, blah, 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 went on who the interpretation, King James, Living Bible, you got to see it like my grandma said it. We missed the whole point of learning the lessons of manifestation that are right there in the Bible. Just be very clear. So we what's going on? I see you. So we miss it right there. So we get all caught up in, this one, and then we get caught up with the denominations, or whether you Baptist, Pentecostal, Church of God in Christ, and we miss the real essence of the Bible. Was designed to teach you how to live your best version of your life. So don't get caught up with what you heard Bishop Chickaween did and Mother Honeycomb did. You need to make sure that you live in what's going on, William. What's going on, Ethery? So you got to make sure that you living, you understand what it's trying to show you. If you look at it and take all your biases off the book and look at it, what's going on, John the W, what's going on, Dante Caldwell. So if you look at it if you look at the book without your own biases, without your own filters that you've been gone through, because I had to do the same thing, and look at the book, I'm talking about the Bible, for just what it is, you'll see that it's teaching you how to manifest who you are. What's going on, Fear Soul? It's just teaching you plain and simple how to manifest who you really are. Most people get hung up on, well, this preacher said this and that preacher said this, and you got to do this, and the whole, okay, wait a minute. Let's just break it down. How can this practically help me? And if you really look at it, we go to Proverbs. I probably need to do a whole thing on Proverbs. Proverbs got the real game in there anyway. It tell you what kind of woman to stay away from, brothers. It tell you what kind of man that, what kind of woman you should be. Proverbs 31. But that's another conversation for another day. We're talking about manifestation right now. So you realize that manifestation is telling you, if we look at Hebrews 11:1, it says, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Where is the not seen? Within you. And so when you realize that your imagination is the biggest nation. You've been manifesting everything that's in your life, your thoughts, your words, coupled with your emotions, has birth. You constantly giving birth to what you see in your life. You're constantly giving birth to what you see in your life, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not. You are constantly living out what you have experienced first on the inside. The problem is, and I said this before, and I'm saying it for those who are listening that are new, you want to get game. You want to get game before, and I'm saying it for those, you want to get game to try to fix something that's lame inside. So you want to get game, say, let me get this game, let me get this ism, let me get this. We're not realizing that the real thing that you need to get is to realize that the real world that you need to adjust is the world within you. So when we talk about manifestation, please understand, when I say it's in the Bible, there are tons of examples in the Bible on how to manifest. But if you're looking at it just, well, this preacher said this and that preacher said this, and my grandma said this, and I prayed and she prayed, it didn't happen, baby, you missed it. So that's what we're saying. Manifestation, we can say it another way, it's your portion, because you do it all the time. What's going on, Jadon?
What's going on?
That much, man. So yeah, that I just got to emphasize that manifestation is, man, dude, it's everywhere. It's who we constantly manifesting on some level. Some level.
Yeah, you either manifesting something that's working for you, or you're manifesting something you're gonna have to fix.
Right. And that's
something all the time. Like, oh, I'm gonna do a little of this, but I know it's wrong. You're still conjuring up something, whether it's good for you or bad for you, conjuring something.
Right.
You might as well try to find the best pathway to get to the right thing that you're looking for. Because what you're conjuring that may not be right for you, you're gonna work twice as hard to fix it.
And then you want to get mad and say that's the devil. I say the devil. I ain't say the devil. It's the devil. It's Diablo. It's the man with the shiny red suit on with the high heels on.
No, ain't religion a shame? They done gave you something to blame outside of you. When all it takes is responsibility to fix it.
That's all it takes.
That's the real problem. The real problem is you were given something. You were actually given Christ too. You were given Christ. So you had something to forgive you every week. You
Yeah.
actually were convinced that there's a person out there that was the Son of Man, right? The Son of God, right?
Mhm.
You were convinced that this man dying for your sins, that means you could sin because he died for your sins. And now you can sin all you want. All you have to do is confess it on Sunday. Ain't that the biggest joke? A lot of people don't like hearing it that way, but that's what happened.
Yeah.
We know you did something bad, but we gonna as long as you know, as long as you say the Lord's Prayer and admit those sins, you're gonna be good. Where's the responsibility?
None.
Where's the correction?
None.
You put it outside of you. Put all the responsibility outside of you. Where do you take charge of the situation?
Right.
They got you thinking that it's all gonna get solved some other way. I didn't say the belief in God was wrong, but that religion got you messed up. That religion got you thinking that you could blame the other person. That's why we go and blame the other person, even in relationships. We go and blame the other person when it's at work. No, what's your part in it? You were there too. Stop acting like this story didn't have you written in there. You can't write yourself out of it.
like my friend, Todd, why am I drawing this blank? I'm seeing it looking right here. It's Joe, what is Joe's name from the Rude Boys? It's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. It's written all over your face. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank with Joe's name, and that's my dude. But it's written all over your face. It's you. Any religion and this gonna ruffle some feathers, but we gonna do it because we still don't want you to manifest that whooping. But any religion that takes the power away from you is what? A weak religion.
Yeah. There's a subliminal part of that is now that you don't have to take responsibility for yourself, that means somebody has to be telling you what to do in order for you to be you. And if people don't realize that's the okie doke. That's the okie doke. If I convince you that your problems are solved outside of you, then that means all that you should be doing could be outside of you too. And guess what? Now I have the ultimate mind control. I could take what's supposed to be wholesome and pure, a relationship with the one true God, everybody, giving you, a lot of stress. You can always turn to him because he's inside you. If you just looked at it instead of looking at it like a children's book, start being adult about it, you would realize the power of God is actually much more powerful when you're considered to be it.
Oh, that's it. That's where it is. And that's why we're saying that manifestation manifests only you with game. It's amazing once you begin. I'm gonna tell you something that's happened today. When I thought about it today, I was going over I was meditating this morning. I do that before I go to get ready. So I'm meditating and I'm going over some things and mulling over some things. And then it hit me, John, like a ton of bricks. Why are you doing that? I'm not saying anything there was wrong with meditation. And the revelation hit me. You already have it. Just accept it. Whatever you think you need to pray about, whatever you think you need to do affirmations for, whatever you need to do incarnations, if you need to do jump ropes for, whatever you got to go, even more shop, whatever, you all. And I said, wait a minute. I got up out the bed, got myself together. I had to go take care of some business. I said, dog, I already have it. I need to act like it.
It's not even something that's sitting on the side in the nightstand. It literally is you. It's not like your keys. Oh, wait, you know what? I need my keys. Oh, no, I need my phone. No, it's literally inside you. It's a part of you already. It's like the part of you just ain't working.
That's it.
It's a muscle that you ain't working. Okay. If you want to get down to a certain weight, the weight's inside you. You gotta work the weight and turn into something, or it's gonna be nothing. I read an article this morning that most people, the reason why you start to wind down after 40 is because the body starts to make a decision on what it's going to keep or what it's going to use based upon what you did with it. And if there's certain muscles in your body that you ain't used, the body just says, I'm going to degrade the concentration of all effort toward that muscle onto something that you actually use. It's going to move on. It gave you 40 years to do it right. Now your body going to make a decision. So you got to work twice as hard, maybe 3 times as hard to get that back into play if you stop using it approaching the second half of your lifetime.
Yeah.
Now, what if your mind was that smart when it came to some of the bad habits you had? I ain't getting nothing out of this. I need to stop this today and go work my energy and my mindset toward what I can actually get a conclusion from.
Right.
What can you manifest? That should really be the question. You know what I'm saying? Why we expect you to manifest millions when you ain't manifest thousands?
Uh-oh.
You ain't manifest hundreds. What you did was manifest excuses.
Uh-oh.
You manifested the ability to convince somebody else to be convinced of your excuses.
That's it right there. Wait. That's interesting. Let me rewind that. You manifested for somebody else for you to make an excuse and for you to agree with the excuse. That's why you ain't manifest. And that is
they're designing relationships based on feeling sorry for them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if I just had this, so if I could just make things go this way, what you're doing is you're giving everybody possibilities that they can manifest. They start feeling how they can help you. They start feeling, oh, let me go in my pocket. You become the dry begging salesman. And what happens is you should be thinking about, how can I earn it? You should be thinking about, I don't want to ask for it. I want it to be given to me. I tell my kids, hey, listen, if you want something from me, you have to wait until I got it. But you want to fast track to what you want, go earn it. If you earn the money, you can have that in your pocket, go buy whatever you want.
It changed everything.
But if you expect me, because I'm not going to let you fall, I'm your father, I'm not going to let you fall down. If there's something you really need and you ain't earned it yet, you just got to do it on my time. It's not going to be on your time no more. And I've taught them the value of doing it themselves. It is the fast track to the Oculus. It is the fast track to the new phone. It is the fast track to the new computer, graphics card. You want those things? Earn it. And then I don't have to have no question about it. But you gotta get in line. If you wanna get in line with my generosity, there's a lot of things ahead of you, like bills, like establishment, like for the kids, like there's a lot of stuff ahead of you, ahead of my generosity. And what you are doing, a lot of people are making excuses to siphon off people's generosity rather than just earning it. If you earn it, you wouldn't have to ask for it. It's already you. The same way you sit at the right hand of the Father, you already sit at the right hand. You don't got to ask God for nothing. You are entitled to it. And some of y'all walking around begging. You sit as a pauper on the outside of the moat of the kingdom that's yours. It's already given to you. You already said, I made you in my image and my likeness. So why are you asking?
Dude, that's what my revelation was. I roll around in my covers. I said, what the? And you know what I had to do? I just breathed and say, you know what? Let me accept this. But let me say this. Let me throw something in a little fire in the mix. Don't talk about you want a high value man and you ain't earned to be in a position or in the same room of a high value man.
The mantra is wrong. The mantra is wrong. You've been meditating on the wrong statement. I am stubborn. That's what the meditation you've been on.
Right. Come on.
I'm not changing for nobody. That's the affirmation. That's the meditation you've been maintaining.
Come on, man.
You've been manifesting on. You better not be telling me what to do. See, these are all the things that you have already set up. Those are the walls. Those are the barriers. And we're not telling you, oh, you got to cooperate. You got to do it. No, what you got to do is participate. It's a big difference.
That's it, man.
Nobody likes the word participate. Nobody likes the word submission. Nobody likes the word, oh, you know, I watched another video, an old video, a Wendy video with the dude from, you know, that was, what you call it? He was in the last Marvel series that he just turned into the new Captain America.
Okay.
I forgot the actor's name, but you know, he was in, you know, he's basically, remember he was in Eminem's movie too?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Papa Doc, you know, I forgot his name. But y'all know who I'm talking about. He had a whole emphasis on make me a sandwich. And why women have such a big problem with make me a sandwich. And she said, well, if I feel like it, you know, I'll make you a sandwich. And she said, Wendy, are you serious? He said, you wouldn't make me a sandwich? He said, well, if I feel like it, you say it like that. I'm like, well, if I go outside and you approach the door to the car, do you expect me to open the door? She said, of course. Make me a sandwich.
Oh, bingo.
He said, if a guy walks up to you and tries to approach you in a manner that disrespects me while you're standing there, what do you expect me to do?
Buckle up.
You expect me to slap him, right? And they had a picture of Jada and Will in the back of it. This is like almost 10 years ago. They had a picture of Jada and Will on the screen while he was talking about this. What do you expect me to do? She said, of course, you got to step to him. Of course, right? Make me a sandwich. Then he said, what about when it's time for dinner and I got to pull your chair out from you so you can get up from the table or sit, you know, adjust your chair so when you sit down. It's what you expect, right?
Right.
So make me a sandwich. It's not for me to tell you what to do. It is not in the admission of submission. What it is, it's the expectation because you got the same expectations for us.
That's true.
And I hate to sound like the manosphere type stuff, but when I listen to it, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. If I never call on you to do anything, but you do it, it's the same thing. Like you should never have to call on me to open the door.
Right.
You should never have to call on me to take out this particular, you know, thing that you don't want to do. It's you do it because you feel like that's your position. That's the role you play. And they shouldn't have to ask. I have never, I'm telling you, in this situation, I know I met somebody that really kind of works it the right way. Not kind of, just does it. I never had to ask. And you shouldn't have to ask. If you have to ask, you in the wrong situation.
Then if you think about it, if you have to ask, you got to think, have you asked yourself first? Because it's only a manifestation of you.
That's a whole other dimension. When you met that person, you were supposed to have a few things already stirring in the mind about what qualifications this person met. And what you were looking for did not actually meet the real list of requisites you had. Okay? And I don't know how to explain it to you, but you have to be able to discern what you're looking for when you start looking. A lot of people got the wrong thing on the list. You're looking at what the size of this is. They're looking at the height of this. You're looking at the size, you know, these 3 numbers that guys always care about. You know, not their phone number. We're talking about, you know, the hourglass. And basically, what you are trying to do is shape what you look like from a physical standpoint, and you haven't made a shape of what you are congruent with mentally.
That's it.
Okay, and that is manifestation. Manifestation is the ability to construct. Okay, some of y'all never had a Lego set. That's probably one of your problems. Some of y'all probably never played Tetris. Some of y'all probably never took nothing. You always had prefabricated shapes to put together. Okay, some of y'all thought putting the stickers on was being creative. You ever had the car that you get in the box, and all of a sudden they gave you a decal sheet?
Right.
Some of y'all thought being creative was using the decal sheet, but what I'm here to tell you, you were supposed to be a lot more creative than that. You were supposed to be trying to fabricate with plastic and cardboard, and you were supposed to take rubber. You were supposed to take raw materials and try to make something. The artist with the paintbrush they're not given the mold. They're not given the canvas. It's empty.
That's right.
Okay? You're supposed to create. You're supposed to come up with something. Now, are you still drawing in the lines of the coloring book from first grade? Are they still trying to figure out, do you have hand-eye coordination? Because that's what that's for.
Right.
Coloring books are for hand. It's not to find out what a genius artist you are. It's to find out if you have hand-eye coordination, and what do they have to give you, what lessons you have to learn to get past maybe your early challenges. But when you get the freehand, and when you get the paint and the canvas, now they want to know where your expression truly is.
There
if
it
you
is.
never manifest or create nothing, then how would you even be able to shape a lifestyle?
So what you're saying is our creativity has, and we look at it, for what you just said, look at it, our creativity has been stifled, and therefore we have not really exercised the muscle of manifestation because our creativity has never been exercised properly.
Exactly. Some of y'all just got the stickers and think y'all painting. Some of y'all taking decals and putting on something already somebody else created.
John, when you were younger, did you have the, I don't know, when I was younger, I couldn't wait to get this. My mother got a canvas for me or some paper. I don't know where she would be the one, but she got the little jars of different colors that you use. You put your hand in and you can just do like this.
Yeah, that's called finger paint.
Oh my God. I used to look like, I thought I was Bob Ross, man. I wanted to be Bob Ross.
That's called expression.
That's it.
You were expressing yourself. You were not gonna be conformed to the shape of somebody else's idea. And the canvas is what expresses your true inner thought.
That's it.
Some of y'all never painted on a canvas, and that's why you can't shape your lifestyle. Because it is all in the same. Your subconscious trained at an early age with expression means you understand where you can design happiness. And we haven't done that.
No.
You haven't done that. You've allowed the commercials on TV. You've allowed your peer groups. You've allowed the Joneses to mess with your perception of happiness. You watch somebody else and say, oh, well, he's got a Mercedes. Now, someday I'll get that. So you already distance yourself from the thought by saying what you want from somebody else and then already say you can't have it.
Dude, thank you so much, Jate. This is top. This is interesting because you remember the conversation we had last year. All I said, man, John, man, I want a Mercedes. John, I want a Mercedes. You said, well, you got to look at this one. I think about the C class, think about that class, think about this. The moment I seen that Genesis, something in me
hit different.
And the Mercedes dealership is right by the Genesis. I mean, right by the Kia dealership. So I would go over there and walk around.
Even the F-150, remember that? We went down that road too. I like playing in the sandbox. Listen, we all like playing in the sandbox.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
But what we deal with in reality is what we end up taking home. Okay? And you're supposed to play in the sandbox to see what's possible. Okay? That's why they call it test drive. That's why they call it, why don't you take this, why don't you take it home for the afternoon and see if you like it? You know what I'm saying? What do you think dating is? Dating is a test drive. You know what I'm saying? Going on the interview is a test run on experience between can I interact with this new person that might possibly be my boss? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How about when you go to the doctor? They give you an interview to see where your levels are at before they start tinkering with you.
Yeah.
You know, how are they supposed to know what your particular, needs need to be met metabolically if you don't tell them all the details that it takes to be you?
Yeah.
And we make a big mistake. We make a big mistake by not being honest in these particular interviews. When you're on a date, you're on an interview, you are supposed to be giving your true self. You're not supposed to be painting and plastering and shellacking all kinds of stuff on you to make yourself not you. So to derobe and literally detox from the end of that night and expect that person to still be convinced that was you.
That's where we mess up at, man. This is the reason why we keep manifesting sugar honey iced tea instead of manifesting what we really want. We keep manifesting what everybody else says we should have. I watch it, man. That's why I brought up. That's why I snuck that in there about how can you say you want a high value man when in reality, baby, you wouldn't even qualify to even be in the same room with the high quality man. I did that on purpose because I want you to think about it. You're constantly manifesting who you are.
It's true.
You can't be saying, "Well, I'm in the cycle of manifesting, and I'm talking to the angels, and I got my astrology." No, you are manifesting at the level that you are, not what you think you are.
I mean, I'm gonna ask you an important question. At what point do they put the windows on the building?
I would think about last or midway because they're doing it right down 2 houses down from me.
But when you build in the building and the building's done, the windows are the most outward expression of completeness of the building, but you know darn well the reason why they put the elevators in first is so they have the easiest way to get access to the rest of the building. Some buildings even put an external elevator. They take off later. You know why? Because you're building something from the inside out.
Come on.
Okay? And if you started building your relationships, and you started building your acquaintances, and you started building your money, your stability, your wealth, if you started doing that from the inside out, you start realizing the windows are just meant for a reflection of how you stand next to everyone else.
That's it, dude, man. Y'all better get that Jonoisms. Jonoisms.
The windows is just a representation to know, listen, I got to be on the same street. So I better have the protection I need from the elements after I'm already built. You know, you don't need what do you need a window for? The window's for the outside not coming in.
Correct.
The windows are not for the inside out.
Never.
Okay. And if you were to start thinking about my foundation is built on the fact that I'm a building on this street and I got to stand on my own, and all these other buildings got to stand on their own, you would start thinking like how to take care of you because I got to take care of my building on my street. The building next to me does not hold the other building up. You know that, right?
No, it does not.
It's a great analogy if y'all could catch it.
Come on.
We on the same street and we can make each other look good and call it the nice block. But my building don't hold up your building. My building don't stop the wind from hitting your building. You got to stand on your own. And if you haven't figured out to stand on your own, you really think the Eiffel Tower is asking the Empire State Building how to stand up? No. They have their own uniqueness in their own city, and they're two beautiful buildings, two beautiful structures, doing the same job in two different ways. And if they met one day, they might be congruent because they could say, listen, we kind of look the same, we're on the same type of wavelength, but we don't complete each other. We're here to be two separate entities and multiply each other.
There's the key. There's the key. What's going on, Ted, man? Good to see you up here, Georgia in the house.
Does the building talk to the park and say, well, that park over there is the reason why I'm standing over here? No. It's a structure. It's a structure designed in its own place. You got your own acreage. You got your own perimeter. The park has its purpose, and you have yours. but together it looks like a building with a nice park next to it. They have their own individual value, but they have now come together to make it look like some sort of sensible community. But I trust you. I promise you, the grocery store is not asking the Skyrise, can you hold me up?
It can't do it.
They have to manifest their own results.
And
I got to sell to these kind of customers. You got to sell to those kind of customers. And together, we're going to look like a community.
And that analogy is perfect, because if you don't look within your structure, guess what's going to happen?
Some of y'all looking for somebody to complete you.
That's it. They can't do it.
Some of y'all are going on dates as half-built buildings. Some of y'all don't even have the concrete poured yet. You still got wire framing. Some of y'all are trying to make a person who has the Burj Khalifa in their pocket, which is basically the tallest building in Dubai. Y'all looking for that person to support the person that don't even have their wire framing or their cement poured yet. Y'all supposed to be the same? No. Well, your mic just went out. No more audio. I'm telling you. Some of y'all looking for, Madison Square. Some of y'all looking for Madison Square Garden, and you still look like the softball diamond in the park in the hood.
Come on. Ball and ball head. What's going on, Tara? It is the truth.
Some of y'all are looking for the racetrack, at the Daytona 500, and you still got a radio control car in your pocket. That's what you look like. See, if somebody really took the real look of what you bring to the table,
Jesus
you'd
Christ.
see what you really look like if you was comparing what they could apples to apples or apples to oranges. You don't realize how out of the league you really are.
And
You're not a complete package at all.
And this is the thing, Jono. They get mad, men and women, people get mad when they're not manifesting what they think they should have, because they're only manifesting who they really are.
It's true.
I should have I should have this and this, and you ain't, baby, you're not that. I should have this girl with this and that. Brother, you can't even submit to your own job. You don't go to work on time.
I watched the interview that Shaq gave the other day. He said, I never knew about how to start no franchises. I never knew how to, build all these businesses. What I did was I came with my part. I came with the money.
There you go.
And the other part is what the people didn't have that I believed in. They didn't have the money, but they had the idea. And I said, let's do this together. You take my money and grow this business that you feel that we could do it, and we will go further and further in business together. And that's where he made success. He just had an agreement. Some of y'all ain't have an agreement with who you started out with. Some of y'all didn't say, we're going to take over the world by doing it this way. Some of y'all expected the person to just pour into you, and you have nothing.
Nothing. Jono, I can't even tell you the situation. I can tell you off the thing. Have nothing but expect everything. So you want to take my manifestation that I've created in my life and want to eat off of my plate when you bring nothing but your fork and spoon and knife. The devil is a liar.
It's division, right?
Yeah, it's division.
That's literally the wrong direction.
Yeah.
That drives me up the door. That's why I don't mind going down to zero. You know why? Because I manifest. I don't mind being in the negative country. I don't mind being in the far, deep places of uncertainty. You know why? Because I know how to manifest. When somebody comes to me and says, oh, what about this? Well, then, if you don't have nothing to bring to the table, I got no answer for you. Why should I even contribute my idea when you can't manifest?
Not a
It's a
thing.
waste of my time. I might as well go talk to somebody I've never met before and just try it out on them, because for you, I already know the result. I
Nothing.
already know I get nothing.
Nothing. All you got is a knife, a fork, and a spoon when you ready to eat. You ain't cooked nothing. You ain't prepared. And this is not even gender. I'm talking about this is broad. This is broad. You don't manifest nothing to the table but your own. How about the Lord forgive me? Your self. Nothing, man. That just.
I'll tell you something. Some of y'all are expecting. What happens is some of y'all been in relationships, and I'm gonna say this: let's just be put real to real on the table, okay? Some of y'all been in relationships where you liked being worked on, okay? You met Geppetto, and they were building Pinocchio, okay? And I bring that up specifically because, you know, this little creation ended up being a lie at some point. And that's the part that you have to really convince yourself of. Why were you always the work in progress? And you always found some people to work on you. Okay? And when they worked on you, you got a little improvement, you got whatever. And then when you got enough strength and enough oomph, you got out of there because you didn't feel that this person was going to turn the table. They're going to say, okay, well, now I want you to work on me. Now that I worked on you, it's my turn. Nope, it's not your turn. I'm out. Because that's not our contract. Our contract was for me to be worked on. Now that I got to be looked at, now that this person requires some maintenance, then maybe I got to do something for the person that's been helping me the whole time. Oh, now the table done turned. And guess what? People don't like when the deal changes. People don't like when you on a two-way street and now it's time to go down my side of the street. No, it's really because you're selfish. And you've been so tended to and so pampered that nobody damn believes what you could do because you always had stuff done for you. It's a shame.
Could it
It's a
be?
shame.
Could it be that people, and I'm noticing this. What time are you? We can still talk about Dave at the end of this. People are used to manifesting being the victim, and they like it. They like manifesting themselves being a victim. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I mean, the problem is victimizing. It's one thing to be a victim, which I don't, I'm not shunning anybody who actually was a victim. But when you victimize yourself, this is the story you're telling. You constructed this, and now you have become the victim in your own story. That's self-victimization. And you like the story that way. Remember I said that if you got to tell the same bad story more than twice, that's your narrative. That you like telling that story. That is no longer your truth. That's the story you want it to be.
Right.
That's not you trying to save yourself from that. You're trying to make it your narrative now. It's no longer your particular situation that you can learn from. You're like festering in it now. And what we probably all need to learn is telling a little bit less bad story.
Yeah, because it produces a cycle that when you constantly tell that story, and you have your emotions tied up to it. What happens is you end up producing that story over and over again, and you never come out of it, or you end up manifesting that situation over again, and you never break out of the cycle. So it's like I said, it's not the devil, it's not the priest, it's not the preacher, it's not your mama or your daddy. It's you, because you keep playing the story over and over in your head, and you keep manifesting the same situation or some similar or that situation, and you never get out of it. I'm not talking from something I read. I'm talking about something that I experienced. Once I
Funny.
It's that.
if your story don't got a moral to it, why you keep telling it?
Uh,
If I tell you a story, I'm trying to teach you the lesson in the story. I don't think you need to hear all my stories,
no.
but my stories have a moral, not morality. My stories have a conclusion that I want you to learn the lesson from. If your story don't have that, why'd you tell it? You really think talking about your pain without how you got out of it and what you did to overcome it, you think that's going to be somebody's help? They're just going to feel sorry for you. And maybe that was the original intent. But I'm going to tell you something very important. If you have the intent for people to feel sorry for you, you're not teaching anybody anything. The universe won't give you anything for that.
They're trying to get an award for that, John. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they want the Academy Award. And I'm sorry, you ain't part of SAG yet.
You might need to get slapped.
You should have became an actor or something like that. That way you at least for telling, for repeating the story, you would have gotten some credit.
Hello, come on. That's why we're saying that you only manifest you, nobody else. Your perception of who you are, your thoughts, your moves, what you think, you are manifesting that. Don't get it twisted. It is the reason why we're on week 3 of this. Week 3 of this, talking on manifestation. Because you know why?
Funny?
It's that.
The fact that you started out talking about you either manifesting something positive or negative, because that's actually the truth. You never stop manifesting.
Never.
You are always manifesting.
Oh.
The problem is, what are you manifesting that is a benefit to you? Because if you're not actually getting a benefit, it's working against you. So we have to literally, did y'all hear that part? If I don't eat something healthy, then I'm eating something that's not healthy. Get it? If I meet a person for some physicality that I haven't met them for their mind, there's balance to everything. If I haven't met somebody that's to my benefit, then I was to my detriment, but you still went on a date. Okay? Did you call your mother, say I love you? Did you call your mother's fight with her today? You don't know. Which one did you manifest today?
True Savage, what's going on, bro? Yeah.
Are you in sibling rivalry with your brother still? Or did you find a way to make amends? You're still manifesting something.
Let's stop right there. Some of you are still manifesting the fight with your mother, your brother, sister, cousin, because you never stopped the argument inside of your blockhead. It has to stop there. So you constantly manifesting the argument that when you go to sleep, you still going, them people and they always doing something. You arguing when you get up, when you go to bed, when you go to sleep, when you eat your food, you tell the story of how you arguing with somebody. Guess what? Baby, you're gonna constantly what? Manifest. What's going on, True? Taking a break from tapping in. Appreciate it, brother. You're constantly manifesting. I know it's true, John, because we always manifesting.
Yeah. And I can tell you, remember I tell you this is a waste of time?
Yeah.
I would say it right there, like, listen, we're wasting our time with this one. Because we're sitting here and festering and trying to develop something that you know darn well don't have the answer we're looking for. You might as well go back to the drawing table. You might as well go back to the creative side. Go back to the area where we said, like, where'd this idea come from? It probably means something. We got to do it, take it from a different approach. Don't be afraid to say, listen, let's switch gears. Don't be afraid to take the path that might be unknown, because the one you're on, you already know has a problem. Why are we so afraid to put ourselves back in line? We should never be afraid of that. I don't care if it's. I learned something from one YouTuber. He's a little crazy, but he talks about course correction. If you set up on Sunday in your plan book what to do, and you check by Wednesday that you ain't on that plan to get to the end of the week, then you got to use course correction, and it has to be room for that. Wednesday is halfway through the week. You still have time to fix it. Course correction. Some of y'all been steering the ship toward the port, and you're gonna run down everybody on the port. You haven't figured out how to correct your course. Some of y'all been going to India on the course for India and ran into America. You ain't correct your course. You don't even know what map you're using.
All right, Columbus.
The only way to make this thing good is to turn everybody. Let me okay. Let me stop.
Because you can't get mad if you keep manifesting sugar iced tea and think you want to get, and you think it's gonna be brown water. You can't get mad, man.
Some of y'all get mad going to work. You went on that interview and you picked that job. Why are you mad going to work? Change your course. Correction. Some of y'all trying to make lemonade out of a pile of lemons you stacked up 10 years ago. Baby girl, the sugar ain't sweet enough.
It ain't sweet.
Y'all got 10-year-old lemons. That's why it's bad.
But
I can't make no lemonade out of that no more.
I just got it from the market, Jono.
Listen, I'm telling you, your biggest problem is you have not learned to let go. And a lot of people trying to hold on to something that don't have no value. I had a car that I had for 20 years, and I started looking at it and I said, you know what? I have a affection to this particular vehicle. I have a certain kind of attachment because of the years it's brought me through. But when I look at the cost, if to store the car and to insure the car and to maintain the car is literally more than its value every year, why do I have to put the time and energy to maintain something that doesn't bring me back the value? I don't care if it is 20 years old, but you babying it like it deserves it, and it ain't paying you back at least its own value. And some of you got people in your life like that. Some of y'all got the value of that years ago, and you think you owe that relationship something. I don't care if it bore a child. I don't care if it bore, whole families. The point is, what is it doing for you now?
Dude, that's a sermon right there. I mean, that's the thing. Misplaced value. Your value is not the same as it was yesterday. What did Fat Joe say? The price today is not the same as it was today. Yesterday.
I got proof that some of the things I bought years ago have brought me enough value to pay themselves off and then some. I have machines that I bought that took over the place of 20, 30 workers. And to this day, I still get the value because I toiled to pay off those machines and make them mine. So now I get the value every time. You get what I'm saying? Somebody could come to me with a print job right now, and all of a sudden, I'm in the land of profit. The first down payment. I don't have to get this material. I don't have to get that material because it's already paid for. You see what I'm saying? My brother used to always tell me, he said, why don't you try owning something? And I never understood that until I started realizing, when you're paying for something, you don't own it. I started that with one of my first vehicles, and I said, he's right. Because you got to put money into maintenance, and then you got to make that car payment. It makes that car payment a little more sour. Why am I paying for something broken, and the bank still owns it? You got to get out of that. Start owning something for a minute. Some of y'all paying off your phone, and you go crack the screen. You got a cracked screen on the phone you paying for. Try owning it. Because what happens is, at the time you're going to have to now put some money out, you're going to be putting out the money for the phone and to fix it. And that makes that payment a lot sour. And some of y'all need to own your relationships. That's why I come back. We know darn well that one of the reasons why we even exist is because you are still paying the price for your old ways, your old you. Some of y'all know darn well you didn't learn from the last responsibility test, and now you're getting up to the final exam, and you still don't know how you got past the midterm. There is responsibility. You got to take responsibility for this. Okay, there's a reason why you ain't bring up what you knew you deserved to be able to be. You didn't bring it up because you didn't manifest it. Okay, you came up short in that team you were part of because you stopped manifesting. You start relying on the star of the team, the captain of the team, and you know what? Every captain has to make a decision where they want to cut the loose weight,
That's
and you
right.
just ain't get cut yet. Some of y'all hanging on, you just ain't get cut yet. Can you imagine that? You getting what you getting, you're eating off what you eating because somebody didn't cut you yet. Can you imagine that? You could be a sacrificial piece of fat on that team. They just ain't decided to cut you yet. Don't you want to be on the other side where you're making the decisions on who's supposed to be on the team? Ever wonder why they never even make you the leader of a team? It's because you haven't learned how to be the benefit, how to be the value in that situation.
And that's what this is the whole gist of why we're doing the whole manifestation on you, only you. It's because we want you to realize to bring everything back to your table and to value you and to manifest your true value. Not someone else's, not your mama, not anybody. I'm talking about that bring your true value. You need to manifest your true value. And be honest with you, and we talked about this in an example with the money, how much you're getting paid. It is a manifestation of your thought of what you think you deserve. That's all it is. They're saying, you know what? Yeah, we should pay you that because you know why? You believe, and therefore you manifested your pay that you're at right now. It ain't nobody else because you don't see the value that you are.
Every time I think about the last time I had a job and I realized, oh wow, it was so stable. Oh, it was like such a steady paycheck and everything. And I start remembering, yeah, but I made the same amount and I gotta wait at least a year before I can even think about what the next amount would be. That would torment me. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of people that's employed. I'm not trying to get on y'all. I'm just letting you know, for me, it was a bad choice. It makes me feel a lot more comfortable knowing that if I had an issue right now where I need an extra $3,000-4,000, I could really just put my mind to pen and paper and go find it because my skill set is limitless. It's limitless. There's no limit to the amount that I can have, and there's no one person telling me I can't have it because you need to do this over here. That freedom to me is invaluable. And I can sit here and blame myself for what I don't have because I can make hundreds of thousands of dollars and don't do it. It's all my fault. I'm not gonna blame my boss. I'm not gonna blame my supervisor. I'm not gonna blame my manager. CEO could be driving a Ferrari. It's not his fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. Even some of you with employment, you know darn well from 6 to 10, you got nothing else to do. You could have been working that next income level for yourself and you refuse. You sit and eat dinner and watch Netflix. You ain't even transform it for yourself and you got a job. You got an opportunity to have stability and creativity in your life. And you sitting down, eating dinner, watching Netflix. Oh, your microphone went out again. If you learn to stop wasting time,
We should be back.
24 hours in a day, you don't deserve the 8 hours rest if you ain't take the 16 and do something with it. Yeah, you still out?
Yeah, can you hear me?
No, yeah.
Yeah, I got to grab the big boy.
If you ain't find a way to make the 16 hours you are up profitable, you don't deserve the 8 asleep. You should be still up.
Last night going to bed. I can go to bed at 3.
Yeah. We be sitting there like, yo, we need to come up with the next idea and challenge ourselves, kick ourselves in the literal behind. Because we know we're not finished. We're not finished. The day ain't done because we still frustrated. The day ain't done because we still deserve to have success. And if you have not completed something profitable for yourself in the 16 hours you were up, you don't deserve the 8 that you're supposed to be resting. You don't deserve it. Some people sleep great at night because they completed a day. That's what you're supposed to be doing, completing a day.
Yeah, that's exactly it. With that being said, can you hear me now?
Yeah, but I don't think it's that microphone.
You hear
Oh,
me?
it is. Okay. All right. Yeah, it is. It is.
Yes. Turn it up. It should be hot now.
Yeah.
Denser mic. I bought this. You know when I bought this? In Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago. Years ago. This condenser mic. And I was about to give it away. Just about to give it away. But some say, keep this mic just in case. But yeah, man, this has been good. So you only manifest who you are. The whole situation yesterday with Dave, that guy didn't know he was going to manifest a butt kicking. That's all I'm gonna say. He didn't think he was going to manifest a butt kicking in that situation. And guess what happened? His greatest manifestation showed up behind the stage. Crazy, man. Crazy, I tell you. Please go back and watch yesterday where I talked about what's going to happen with this whole situation. Dave, if you watch it, man, you're doing your thing. That dude did not expect he was going to manifest the butt kicking. I don't know what is up with. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see something. Oh, I didn't know that. But with that being said, this is join us tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday already. I can't believe it's Friday already. And join us tomorrow on Friday as we continue the teaching on manifestation. You only manifest who you are. You got something from this? Put the likes, get the comments in. This whole thing is to get you back to you and realizing that you have the ability to manifest your greatness, who you are. Now, don't you can't manifest something that you haven't put something in. This is plain and simple. So some of y'all think y'all gonna manifest this and this and that, and you have not became that, or if you have not poured that into you, don't think you're gonna manifest something that's different. We ain't talking no hocus pocus, Houdini kind of stuff. You got to do the work on you, plain and simple. That being said, I don't know what's up with this. It should be hot. Should be able to hear me loud and clear. We out of here. Oh man, what a day! What a day! Mike's going out. I knew I had him in charge. I'm not sure what that is. He's down for a backup, Mike.